Todd Miller with the DAVI strings. Welcome back to Guitar 101. We are on bar chords 8.3 and we're going to do a B-flat blues using our bar chord shapes. So let's take a look at our music. This is pretty consistent with some of the things we've looked at before. Okay, we're starting off with our treble clef, and we've got our key signature, and we've got our 4/4 time. Okay, that's not, once again, that's not really a big deal for us right now. The 4/4 we need to kind of stay with. We're going to have 4 beats per measure, which is very typical in most popular music. This one also has some standard notation in it. It's got a little bass line written in treble clef. So if you're really adventuresome, you could go figure out how to read standard notation and play that bass line. It's a lot of fun. This one I forgot to put the repeat in, but once again, like most patterns, we're going to keep repeating it. Our main study here is going to be on these chord shapes. So we've got a B-flat 7 chord for 1 measure, B-flat 7 again, B-flat 7, B-flat 7 for a total of 4 measures. Then we've got 2 measures of E-flat 7, back to B-flat 7 for 2 measures, 1 measure of F7, a measure of E-flat 7, B-flat 7, and F7. Don't forget that 7th is short for dominant 7th. So these are actually all dominant 7th chords. So we've got to figure out our root and our shape for each one of these 3 chords. All right, so B-flat 7 is our first chord. So I'm going to find a B-flat on the 6th string. So I'm going to climb up the E string, E, F, G, A, and I'm going to go to B. And then remember that a flat lowers the note 1/2 step. So if this is B, B flat will be 1/2 step lower, 1 fret lower. So I found my B flat. So the next thing I need to do is I need to match it up with my correct shape. So if I look at my diagram, there's a 7th chord shape, a dominant 7th chord shape with a 6-string root. And it looks like this. It's got our full 6-string bar, 2nd finger 1 fret up on the G string, 3rd finger 2 frets up on the A string. That gives us our B-flat 7 chord. Okay? Now, we always have a second option. We can find that dominant 7 chord on the A string. Let's go ahead and do that. So on the A string, I'm going to climb up and name the notes. There's my A, and then here's a B. So B flat would be 1/2 step lower. So we found our B flat. Now we need to match up the shape again. So now I'm going to use the dominant 7 shape that has the root note, the circled note on the 5th string. And that's the shape right here. Slightly different voicing, but still the same chord. Either one of those would be right. If I wanted to play a B-flat 7 chord, I could play it here, or I could play it right here. So there's our first chord. Our second chord is an E-flat 7. So the nice thing about this tune is we're using the same shapes. Everything is a dominant 7 or 7th chord, the shorthand name, for all 3 of these chord shapes. So now we're going to do an E-flat 7 chord. All right, so if I find that on the E string, okay, I'm going to have to climb up. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and E. And E flat is a 1/2 step lower. A good trick that's helpful with doing this as you get more into it is sometimes it's better to start at the 12th fret and work your way down. This would be a good example of that. If I start on the E here, E flat is just a 1/2 step lower. So sometimes you might, as you get more used to it, you might find, okay, well that note's closer to going the other direction. Maybe I'll work down from E instead of working up from E. Don't forget that that 12th fret is always the same as the open string. We have our E flat, and we already did this shape. It's the 6-string dominant 7 shape. It's just in a new location. So I'm going to play that same 6-string dominant 7 shape, but I'm just going to move it so the root note is at the 11th fret now on the E flat. Okay, let's find that E flat chord on the A string. So I'm going to climb up, A, B, C, D, E, and then E flat is a 1/2 step lower. So I found my E flat root note on the A string. Now I got to match up the correct shape. So I will do my dominant 7 shape with the root note on the A string. So there I have E flat. So I have 2 choices for E flat. E flat with the root note on the 6th string, E flat with the root note on the 5th string. We'll We'll do the same thing for the F chord. And I'll just get right to the heart of the matter on this one, so hopefully you're getting it and understanding how the process works. The F chord on the 6th string will be right here. The circled note, the F, is right here. 6th string shape. Or I can do it here on an F on the A string. So I use the correct shape. The biggest thing most students struggle with in the beginning is kind of making sure they're matching up the right shape with the root note. Oftentimes students will, say for example, play this shape and wonder why it's not F7. Okay? So this is a 7th chord shape, but the root note is the 5th string. So this would actually be a B flat 7. We got to be careful. We got to match up the correct shape that has the root note on the 6th string. So now I'm going to find the 3 shapes that make the most sense, and the B flat 7 works really good right here. I can play an E flat 7 right here. So that works out very conveniently. The B flat and the E flat are right next door to each other, so I can use a 6th string 7th chord shape for the B flat, and then a 5th string 7th chord shape for the E flat. And then F is a neighbor of E flat, so I'm just going to move that shape up 2 frets for the F. So now we've found a practical way to play those 3 shapes for our B flat blues. B flat 7, E flat 7, and F7. So now I'm just going to put it all together and follow the music. If you remember right, it was 4 measures of B flat, then 2 measures of E flat, back to B flat for 2, and then we have what's called our turnaround. So we go F for 1, E flat for 1, B flat for 1, and then F to finish it off. Something like this. Start the whole thing over and repeat it. So that's a good first song to work on your bar chords. A great application is to take any song you know and learn how to play it using bar chords. All right, well, good luck with your bar chords. Thanks for watching. Go practice.